Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're talking about a true legend. This isn't just any perfume, it's the one and only Chanel No. 5. This bottle has been a huge deal for over 100 years, and there's a good reason for its iconic status. But what you might not know is that its story is full of drama and a little bit of controversy. So let's get into the good, the bad, and the beautiful of Chanel No. 5. Okay, the history and the scent. The whole story kicks off in 1921 with the one and only Coco Chanel. Back then, most perfumes were super simple. They just smelled like a single flower. Of course, there were exceptions like we talked about Jiki and others. But Coco wanted something different. She was like, I want a fragrance that smells like a woman, not a garden. So she hired a perfumer named Ernest Beau, and he presented her with 10 different samples. She picked the fifth one because, get this, 5 was her lucky number. That's why we have Chanel No. 5 today. But what made it so unique? It was the aldehydes. These are synthetic ingredients that had never been used this much in a perfume before. They give it this amazing, crisp, almost soapy quality that just makes it fizz in your skin. It's not just a bunch of flowers, it's this incredibly complex mix of notes like jasmine and rose, all blended so perfectly you can't pick just one. All right, so now let's get into the legend and why we love it. So, how did this perfume become a global icon? A huge part of it, it's all thanks to one person, the one and only Marilyn Monroe. In 1952, she was asked in an interview, was she worth bad? And you might remember that, and her famous answer was, just a few drops of Chanel No. 5. Seriously, that one line changed everything. It turned the perfume from a scent into a symbol of pure glamour and confidence. And honestly, the bottle itself is a work of art. It's simple, elegant, and it was a big deal at the time. And it stayed the same for decades. When you buy a bottle of Chanel No. 5, it feels like you're not just buying a fragrance, you're buying a piece of history. For a lot of people, it's their first grown up perfume, or it's a scent that they remember that makes them remember their mom or their grandma. You might relate to that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the controversies. And this is the part that is less glamorous. So, Coco Chanel's history is complicated, to say the least. During World War II, she had a relationship with a German officer, and according to historical documents, she even tried to use her connections to seize control of her company from the Jewish business partners she had. It's a really difficult part of her life and the brand's history. Another major controversy is what was in the original bottle. The original formula used civet, and if you heard about that component, that's a natural musk that comes from a cat-like animal. And the practice of taking civet from animals is now considered unethical, and thankfully Chanel has since replaced it with a synthetic version, as all other perfumes have. So no animal cruelty is involved nowadays, but it's definitely a piece of the past that we can't ignore. Okay, now let's talk about the modern take. So after all of that, what about the perfume today? Let's be very real here. Chanel No. 5 is not for everyone. It's a little bit of a polarizing scent. Some people find the aldehydes too sharp, or they will say that it smells too old-fashioned, like old aunt perfume, grandma's perfume, or powdery. But for others, including me, that's what makes it so special. It's a perfume with a personality. It's not trying to smell like a cupcake or a tropical drink. It smells like a woman who knows what she wants. It's definitely a scent that needs a minute to settle in your skin. That first spray can be a lot, but after it dries down, it turns into this warm, classic, and absolutely gorgeous scent. It is a masterpiece for a reason. So, that's the story of Chanel No. 5 in a nutshell. It's a mix of luxury, celebrity, and a pretty complicated past. I love to hear what you guys think. Have you ever tried it? Is it a fragrance you love, or is it a fragrance that you cannot handle? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you enjoyed this little piece of history, don't forget to give the videos a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. I'll see you in the next one.